Welcome to the Blueprint Athletes Basketball Podcast. I am John Horford, here again with someone who looks like Josh Horford, but his hair's a little bit different.
Yeah, just a little bit.
If you watch the videos, Josh used to have a gorgeous, luscious, golden mane.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it.
A little bit of gold now. Just a touch of gold now.
Just a touch.
Just a touch. Now he'll be able to coach a Grand Lunch. All right, so let's get into the episode for today. I titled this episode, Skill Development and Why Less Can Be More Purposeful, right? So someone said, don't mistake activity for achievement. Who said that? Do you know?
Wooden? Yeah.
Don't mistake activity for achievement. And obviously what he meant by it is, don't go into basketball or training or whatever you're doing and just think because you're there and you're doing something that you're getting something accomplished, right? It has to be purposeful. You have to be working on something. And a big point that we want to emphasize today is there are too many kids, coaches, whatever, that have good intentions of getting into the gym and getting better and developing themselves, but they're going in with no plan. They get in, they do nonsense. I've watched it for years and years and years and years and years. And that's like one of the main reasons why I actually started the Blueprint Athletes app, to help players and coaches have some type of structure, and also parents as well, parents who want to help their kids to develop, to have some type of structure. So when they're going in, it's not blind, right? There's videos, there's descriptions, so you know like what to do when you're going in, and you have a plan for the day. Like
different features to like help you like hold yourself accountable and stuff.
Exactly, and just following like the drills as you go in. So just getting more into that, right? So many players just want to get into the gym, and we've touched on it before, but we want to go a little bit more in depth today. So many players want to go into the gym and just like kind of work on the things they're already good at,
right? Because
they look good and they want, other people to think that they're good and all that. Dude, you gotta let all that go, and you need to work on your weaknesses. Like, continue to like reinforce your strengths, but work on your weaknesses so your overall game can, develop and blossom. It can make you more balanced player overall. Like, how many kids do we train that can't make like left-hand layups, let's say? And I don't think not being able to make a left-hand layup, it's not like the biggest deal in the world. And I even know some coaches, like successful programs, like a team I used to work with in Ohio, Mentor, they have a lot of success with basketball, and they have a fantastic head coach. But he has a philosophy, like, at least the way I remembered it. I haven't seen him in about a year, but he would literally have the guys go up with the right on your left-hand side. Like, just go finish strong, two hands. Just go up and finish. Kind of like, just finish strong.
Right.
Which is good, right? But I would also, so you can have success. Like, there isn't like, this is the only way that works, and if you don't do it this way, like, you're wrong. Like, I'm not saying that at all.
Yeah.
Right? What I'm saying is that being able to have that option to be able to finish consistently with your left or your right on layups, I think benefits players much, much, much more than it hurts them.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And that's literally all I'm saying with that. But how many players do we know that like can't make left-hand layups consistently and just be like, oh, well, I don't want to do it because I'm not good at it?
A lot,
dude. It's so common. Or I can't do that, so I don't want to work on it. Like, I can't shoot off the move, so I don't want to work on it. I can't dribble between my legs, so I don't want to work on it. And that's exactly why you need to work on it, all right? But so many players get bored. They get so bored with the basics and the fundamentals and repping it out. It's funny because, obviously Kobe passed away, and 8 other people passed away as well. But really sad, huge tragedy. But people were, I don't even remember who it was. I was reading a story, and it was another like trainer or something on Instagram, and he was so excited to go watch Kobe train. And when they went, he literally did like reverse pivot jump shots like off the glass.
Yeah.
for like an hour, just working on his reverse pivot, face up, jump shot, jump shot, jump shot, jump shot. Like same thing over and over again, over and over again, over and over again, right? Just to perfect it, just to get it down, just to get the reps up. And it's like anyone watching that would just be bored out of their mind.
Yeah.
Because for the most part, you know, like I feel like I would be fascinated by it because I work out in a similar fashion a lot of times where I just rep things out, rep them out, rep them out, rep them out, rep them out. And, you know, I love doing that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because all these kids would be like, oh, I want to be like Kobe. But they would never want to rep out stuff like that.
Right.
Like basic fundamentals or like working on like a one dribble pull up for like 30 minutes. One dribble pull up, just, you know, to create space, to, you know, get your shot right, to get the pace down, to get your balance right, and just rep it out, rep it out, rep it out, rep it out. So many kids like get so bored.
Yep, they're bored, and they say that they can already do it, and they don't need to work on it anymore. It's like, man, Kobe's doing it.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Exactly. It's nonsense, right?
It is.
And it's just part of the re-education process. But I feel like coaches need to, you know, reinforce that and to put an emphasis on, you know, mastering skills. Like I see a lot of coaches work on like skills, like with their teams, but they just let players go through like so half-ass a lot of times. And this is not all coaches, but this is the majority.
Yeah.
Right? In all honesty, over the last few years, there are very, very few people in this world that have worked with more teams or players than I've had the opportunity to. You know, mostly because I've just been using my network and reaching out to people and going places and working with teams and players all over the country for free. Right. Just like I want to, you know, share. I want to share. I want to learn. I want to see what's out there. And what I found is the vast, vast, vast majority of coaches. Yeah. Vast majority. I would say 90%. 90%.
I believe it.
90% do not necessarily, you know, work their players out in a way that I feel like is super beneficial or efficient, or, you know, is holding them to the type of standard that if you ask them, you know, what type of standard do you hold your players to, they would tell you. But what the time they're putting in and everything doesn't necessarily match that. We've talked about it. You know, coaches don't have a lot of time. They have work, they have families, they have a lot of stuff going on.
Right.
But that's why I feel like it's even more important to instill, you know, these beliefs, this whole system of doing things the right way. You know, like I always say, increased speed as comfort increases. So, you know, start slow, do it right. No matter how slow you have to go. You've heard me say it a million times. Yeah. I don't care if you have to walk. Do everything right. And then as you get more comfortable, increase it, right? Increase your speed. Push yourself a little bit harder. Push yourself a little bit harder, right? It's so much more important for coaches, especially coaches who don't have that much time, to instill those type of habits, characteristics, whatever, habits, characteristics, both, in their players. So when they're training on their own, or when it comes time to train with their coach, the limited amount of time that they have, they're doing everything the right way. Like it suffices, right, for a lot of teams. And that's why they don't change it, because it's like, it's working good enough. But the level of skill could be so much better. And obviously I'm primarily talking about, you know, at the high school level, but if you started teaching kids this at elementary school, middle school levels, then by the time they get to high school, it's second nature, you know, and you can really go. Like I've literally, how much time have we spent teaching kids, you know, like proper layup form and footwork, or, you know, having to correct like shots that are just like really, really bad shots.
Spent whole hours on it.
I mean, spent months on it.
Yeah, I'm talking about, you know.
Yeah. Like per session type thing sometimes. Yeah. Like we've literally had kids that I've made just do layups for months, just layups, just because they just struggled with like the coordination aspect so badly, and the finishing with both hands, and you know, then layups, you know, off the dribble.
And these are high schoolers.
Right? And this is because a lot of times, most times, and it's not because they want it. It's not because these coaches want to set these kids up for failure. A lot of times it's just because they don't know any better.
Right.
You know, they want to do, I truly believe that they want to do what's best for these kids. Truly. But a lot of times they just don't know any better. So they allow the kids to, you know, develop these bad habits that need to be broken by the time they get to high school for them to have like, you know, any chance of like making the team or having success or anything like that.
All right.
But, you know, fortunately, the way that we've been doing it and the way that I intentionally set it up is, I mean, besides like, you know, starting with like you and Malik and like Luke, like you guys were really like my first 3 kids that I trained. You know, after you guys, because you guys were already like, you know, good basketball players, like pretty established basketball players. And I was just trying to help you guys, you know, add more. After that, though, it was a string of players who were like, didn't make teams, were like last on the bench type thing, and trying to get those players, you know, to the point where they could be consistently competitive against the guys who had always been so far ahead of them. Right. And what goes into that is just so much time, so much attention to detail, so much repetition, you know. But back then I felt like I was, and I don't agree with the way that I did things, just seeing not necessarily don't agree with the way that I did things. I mean, it was fine. What we were doing was all like fundamental and, you know, beneficial for the kids.
Right.
But at the same time, what I found, you know, it's been 9 years now that I've been training kids. What I found, and I don't even know how often I've talked to you about this, but I've switched over to, you know, working on the same type of drills for like 2 weeks now. So we'll get like 3 to 6 dribbling drills, right? A couple of like warm-up drills, like, you know, like a touch series, form shooting. Yeah. Then we'll do spot shooting. And we'll do like 2 like very active drills. And we'll repeat that whole sequence for like 2 weeks. But within those like active drills, like for example, like, you know, just maybe it's wing, catch and rip, attack the basket, finish right hand, inside hand, opposite right hand, opposite inside hand, whatever, euro, spin, like a combination of all those things. And you rep it out and you go until players are like smooth and comfortable and consistent. And a lot of times it does take longer, you know, than a couple weeks. But I find that when you do those same drills over and over and over again for that span, right? That is when players like retain those skills the most versus like jumping around all over the place to like keep it new and fresh. And it's like, yeah, you're doing that, and I've done that. I'm guilty of that, and I'm trying to move away from that more. And you just have to get kids to buy into it, because they'll be like, dude, we've been doing this. But it's like at the same time, we can't move on from doing this until all of you or most of you like have this down. Like, do you want to do this stuff to be fun, like, or to have fun? And I think that it is fun personally, like even like repeating the stuff, because like I find joy, you know, in the whole process of everything, and just trying to do better and better and better at the same thing. But like, would you rather like have fun and do something different every day, or would you rather become more skilled and really, really like work on mastering these moves? And I think it has to shift to the mastery aspect. Like, kids have to change the way that they think about working out, right? And at the same time, you know, with a focus on, you know, fundamental skill, like I think it would be more beneficial for a kid to go into the gym every day and work on, you know, driving closeouts, getting to the rim, and having a couple of different finishing variations, maybe a strong side off one finish, land on 2 with balance, finish, and then maybe like a spin, a euro, or a pump fake step through. Maybe like a 1 dribble pull up jumper, and then just great catch and shoot, right? Just those that I named. It would be better for a kid to master those than to go out and do all the super gimmicky stuff that a lot of trainers are, you know, trying to promote. Like, you need 10 heavy balls and 15 different types of mats and like these cones and like all this other like stuff. And it's like, yeah, sure, I'm sure if you do that stuff for long enough, like that'll be fine. And I'm speaking from experience, because during this whole tenure, like, you remember when I was trying out like some of the different like training styles from like different people just to see like how I felt, how it worked. And I'd give them like a couple months at a time chance. Like, so I do those workouts and then work the kids out like in my own way. And what I found is, I mean, dude, I think they're all overrated. Yeah. Super overrated. Like, it's a way to get kids and parents and coaches to think that I need that. And it's like, dude, you don't. You need structure. You need to know, what your weaknesses are. You need to address those weaknesses. And then you need to get in and work on being great at the simple things, at the basic things. You don't have to work on, your James Harden step back threes. Like, be great at catch and shoot. Be great one dribble pull up. Be great at, passing and cutting. Be great at setting screens. Be great at pivoting. Be great at step throughs. Like, master those things. And you can see like the level that players can get to, like some of the players that we started with, and see how much better they've gotten just working on like mastery of those types of things. Yeah. And when you get up to like the NBA level, right, and you're working with, and I know most people don't get up to the NBA level, obviously, vast majority. But when you get up to that level, you see that people are working, on more basic things than you'd see like high school kids working on a lot of times, right?
Just
like,
at a higher level though.
Just faster, right? Smoother, better pace, they're more locked in, right. They're more focused, but it's never super gimmicky, at that level. Like, I think the most I ever did like in NBA workouts, and I've done like a million NBA workouts, like with NBA coaches, NBA trainers, NBA players. I mean, I think the most gimmicky thing we probably ever did was, heavy ball stuff, which I don't think is like bad necessarily. Like, we're doing like heavy ball Micans and stuff, right. But outside of that, we weren't, flash to the elbow, land on two, reverse pivot jumper, fake pass, reverse pivot, fake a pass, jumper, flash to the elbow again, reverse pivot, attack the basket, land on two. Like, working on very fundamental stuff, or, catch and shoot three, pass, sprint, right. Catch, shoot the three. Like, it's not crazy. Like, you don't have to work on crazy things to get better. It's like a lot of kids truly believe, like, if I'm not working on these insane handle drills, like, my handle's not going to get better. It's like, dude, master like a crossover first. Crossover between the legs, maybe. Like, maybe one dribble, change direction, cross. One dribble, change direction between. One dribble, change direction behind. Running with the ball, dribbling the ball harder, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be like really efficient, good players for the most part. Don't have to take a ton of dribbles to score. And I know a lot of them do. People, but James Harden will do this. And it's like, dude, but yeah, you're not James Harden. Like, that's why when we play, that's why I always put a dribble limit every time we play. 3 dribble max. Yeah. 3 dribble max. If you can't do it in 3 dribbles, dude, do something else. And you can pretty much get everything you need to get done in 3 dribbles, right? For sure. Yeah. 3 dribble max, pass, get it back. You have 3 more dribbles. Yeah. Like, trying to be just as efficient as possible with what you do, right? So just getting kids to buy into that, because so many kids, they just get so bored with it, and that's the problem. Like, so it's an education process to teach them, like, dude, you're looking for shortcuts. Like, you're doing all this gimmicky stuff because they're telling you it's going to get you better faster. Anyone who's telling you like, oh, this will get you better faster, dude, run for the hills. Dude, screw that. Yeah. Put in the time, right? And the other thing that's tough is you're looking at other people and it's like, oh, well, I feel like we're doing the same amount of stuff and they're getting so much better than me. And it's like, dude, sometimes that's just the case. Like, some kids are just, they pick things up faster. Yeah. Maybe they're more coordinated, they're stronger, they're taller, they're fat. Like, there's a million different things it could be. Stop comparing yourself to anyone else. Do the best that you can do. Address your weaknesses every day. It's like that Kobe quote that you sent to me and asked me to post on the Blueprint Athletes Instagram page. Yeah. About just like, kids shouldn't worry about their legacy. It's like, what are your weaknesses? Find out what those are. Address those weaknesses, right? Wake up the next day, do it again. Yeah. That's it. Like, stop looking for the shortcut. You know what your weaknesses are. And if you don't know what your weaknesses are, ask a coach. Talk to your teammates.
Yeah.
Talk to somebody you trust. If you don't trust them, reach out to us, right?
All right.
Blueprint.athletes on Instagram. We literally talk to tons of kids, tons and tons of kids and coaches and parents every week. Send us a clip. Like, we will help you to address your weaknesses. We can help you to, get a plan of action, right, that you can put into place and actually have structure when you go into the gym and work out. But like, if you're expecting to get better overnight, like, it's just not going to happen.
No, it don't work like that.
And Blueprint Athletes is not for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but if you're willing to like put in the time, stay the course, you'll get better.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. I'd bet my life on it. Right?
Yeah.
It takes time, and you have to fall in love with that. Like anything, it's going to take time. You just got to buy in.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to buy in. All right, let's look and see. I feel like we've hit a lot of these points.
I wish you had more like before and after videos of James and Barry.
Yeah, those would be good ones, dude, because they were so bad when they started, and it's not even their fault.
It's not.
Especially James. I felt so bad for him because I just feel like he never really had anyone like helping to develop him, and and he went from 6'9" at a Class D school on the JV team to a full-ride scholarship.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's a good example. But the kid works hard, man.
Oh yeah.
The kid works hard. He's dedicated. In 2 years, he came further than I've seen kids come in like a lifetime of basketball work. But it's because he was consistent. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he wanted it, dude. The kid, I mean, he was driving 25 minutes each way, like 5 days a week
Yeah.
to come train.
Mm-hmm.
And it paid off. And he started a little slow this season because he was injured. But, dude, he's been dropping like 20 plus. He's been killing it, man. I'm proud of that kid. He's doing his thing. And he's a great kid.
For sure.
Super great kid,
Yeah,
which
very
matters.
coachable.
Very coachable. And that matters more to me than, him being like statistically successful. Like, him just being a good, hardworking kid. And that's another thing about putting in the time and committing yourself to bettering your skills and to growing. Like, you're going to develop characteristics that are going to make you a better person,
Mm-hmm.
that are going to help you in like all aspects of your life. Like, you have to persevere, right? You have to work hard. You have to, face adversity and deal with that, right? There's a communication aspect where you have to constantly communicate, I don't understand this. Can you help explain it to me? Or,
right.
Even like, what time are we going to go? Like, a lot of kids are like afraid to talk to like their coaches and parents about stuff like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, I don't want to be a bother or something like that. But it's something that you have to learn.
Yeah.
It's something that these kids that we're working with are, learning, and it's good. And I don't know, I really, really highly value, the kids that, buy in and have great attitudes, and the improvement speaks for itself. Like, the improvement speaks for itself. The other thing is, and I want to do like a whole episode on it, but we can like touch on it real quick, because I just feel like last night we went to go see another kid that we trained, Javel, and he's doing really well.
Yeah, he is.
He's doing really well, but he started putting in more time after college too.
Mm-hmm.
And he came up to me last year at his signing, and because he still went on to like play, he's playing JUCO right now, and he's definitely going to have an opportunity to play D2 or D1 full ride. But he came up and was like, dude, you were right. You were telling me since my freshman year that I was going to regret not putting in the time in, and you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you know who else told me that the other day? Barry told me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time, man.
Luke said it.
Yeah.
You said it. Malik said it. Like, everyone says it. Like, even when you put in time, like, you regret not putting in the amount of time that, someone might have recommended to you.
Right.
Like, and you guys know that I'm always looking out for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you guys are all like my little brothers.
Yeah.
Like, and I just wanted, what was best for you. And I knew what your goals were, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling you, like, this is what you need to do to accomplish your goals. And everyone thinks like, oh, no, I'm going to be able to do it without that.
All right.
And literally all of you found out, like, it does not work that way.
Yeah, time flies, and
then you're literally a senior, and you're like, oh my God.
like, damn.
And then you go into like panic mode, and it's like, okay, I got to put in the time. I got to put in the time. I got to put in the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, address it now. All right. Start working on your weaknesses.
Yeah. End the cycle.
End the cycle. Right. If you don't have anyone to talk to about it, talk to us. blueprint.athletes@instagram.com. Right. We'd be happy to help. We'd love to help. So don't hesitate. Right. Coach, parent, player, whoever. Right. Reach out. Do you have anything else?
Download the app if you're about it.
The Blueprint Athletes app. If you follow those drills, it will 100%, absolutely. And I'll do an episode where I talk about the app and like, where the concepts and ideas and all that stuff come from. But if you follow that, I guarantee it, bet on my life, that you'll get better without a doubt. All right. This has been the Blueprint Athletes Basketball Podcast. Thanks for listening.